small addition to the quasidb sheet is the inclusion of an old bubble chart, and we've got a new, which is live, and that's being refreshed every 60 seconds. So just a quick look at how we were this morning with the euro and see how extreme we were, and also take a note of the pound as well, because what's happened since 10 a.m. this morning, we had lots of Brexit news, and it scared the sheep. And they scared them so much is that they decided to sell. By that action, the pound bubbles moved, and now we're into strong buy. So that's quite a lot of movement. We look at the pound. This is old, and this is new. So that's just the effect of the news on the sheep, and that worked quite well. If you look at your price, if you look at your cable, we rallied like crazy. So that helps explain it. So there's that dynamic shift for pound, and that's why that's a buy. This is the dynamic shift for why euro could, in speech marks, be a sell, because we were here at 10 a.m. and we're now here. See how we've come away from the extreme? Now logically, because we've come this far in that space of time since 10 a.m., so 4 hours ago, yeah, 4.5 hours, we've moved that distance. So another 4 hours, we could, like again in speech marks, be here. And then in 8 hours time, we could be over here. And then 12 hours time, it's just the case of it coming this way. So it would be reasonable to assume, because it's come this way, it will continue. I mean, it could come back. We don't know. That's the thing. And so we don't really know what's going to happen. It's all indicative and suggestive. But the one thing we do know is the size. And the size doesn't lie. It just tells us that it's performing well, and it tells us that this is performing poorly. The size. Okay, so that's key. And now on that note, because the retail are long, all of these should reduce in size. And because they're large, it tells us that the retailers are making money. And then that brings me to think that it's going to be potentially payday for these guys. Large bubbles down here because they're selling, and because they're selling, price should increase. And small bubbles up here because they're long and price is coming down. Okay, so we haven't got much in the mix, which is interesting, and we haven't got much in the mixed. So we've got strong bias here and a strong bias here, but these need to get larger and then these need to get smaller. So it tells us payday if they're large, and it's payday if they're small. So 3-minute video. So hopefully that's okay. Just remember, look where you were and where we are. I mean, it could come back this way. We don't know what the herd's going to do. Perhaps they'll have a news event or something to make the herd go one way. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. All we know is that where things have been and where things are. So if we know where things have been, then we can project fairly, probably where things are going to go. And that's just an explanation on the euro and what's happened there. And hopefully it helps. And if not, just let me know, because it's key that you understand why that's less of a strong buy, that movement. Okay.